headline: Two factory women drown in Kano pond. US slams 104% tariff. China hits back with 84%. 930,000 risks deportation as US orders migrants who used Biden-era app to leave. Davido announces white wedding date with Chioma. Premier League claims fifth UEFA Champions League spot. Good day, this is Leadership TV News. I am Nefisat Abdurrahman. Two women have lost their lives in a puddle while trying to clean up their bodies after the close of work at a local beverage zobo processing factory in Gezawa local government area of Kano State. Spokesperson of the Kano State Fire Service, Saminu Yusif, in a statement, said the incident happened on Monday, but the corpses were found on Tuesday after research. Yusuf said, on Tuesday, 8 April 2025, at about 11:15 a.m., the control room of the agency received an emergency call from the commander vigilante group of Gezawa, who informed us that two women had fallen into a puddle. According to their relatives, they are workers in a zobo processing company, and they entered the water intending to wash their bodies after closing from duty, which resulted in their drowning. He added that rescue efforts began on Monday evening and continued into Tuesday, culminating in the recovery of the victims' bodies. The United States has intensified its trade conflict with China, announcing a steep 104% tariff on Chinese imports after Beijing failed to meet a Tuesday deadline to lift its retaliatory tariffs. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt confirmed the new tariff during a press briefing on Tuesday, stating they would take effect at midnight on April 9th. Leavitt reiterated Trump's belief that China made a strategic error by retaliating against earlier U.S. tariffs. Leavitt also noted that Trump would be gracious if Chinese President Xi Jinping sought to negotiate a deal, signaling a potential opening for dialogue despite the escalating tensions. In a similar vein, China has retaliated against United States tariff policies by hiking its levies on U.S. imports to 84%. China's Office of the Tariff Commission of the States Council said tariffs on U.S. goods will rise to 84% from 34% starting on April 10th, according to a translation of the announcement by CNN. The repeated escalation of the tariffs threatened to bring trade between two of the world's most important economies to a standstill. According to the Office of the U.S. Trade Representative, the U.S. exported $143.5 billion of goods to China in 2024, while importing $438.9 billion of goods. The trade war appears to have shocked investors around the world as global equity markets have sold off sharply in April. Still on the news, about 930,000 migrants who entered the United States under former President Joe Biden's CBP-1 app policy may be ejected as they have been ordered to self-deport immediately, U.S. media reported on Tuesday. A spokesperson for the Department of Homeland Security confirmed to AFP that formal termination notices had been issued to specific individuals deemed to be illegal aliens, but did not clarify the criteria used for selecting those affected. The spokesperson added that those who refuse will be found, removed, and permanently barred from re-entry. The CBP-1 app, introduced in January 2023 under the Biden administration, allowed migrants to schedule appointments at designated southwestern port of entry. It formed a key part of a broader humanitarian parole strategy aimed at more orderly migration management. According to National Public Radio, the recent orders could impact more than 930,000 migrants who entered the U.S. under this program. President Donald Trump, who returned to office earlier this year, cancelled further use of the CBP-1 app on his first day in the White House. The move effectively shut down access to the platform that enabled migrants in Mexico to legally request appointments to seek temporary residency at U.S. border crossing. On the entertainment scene, Nigerian music sensation David Adeleke, popularly known as Davido, has officially announced the date of his white wedding with his wife, Chioma Roland Adeleke. Davido made the announcement 10 months after their star-studded traditional marriage, which was held in Lagos. Leadership TV recalls that Davido and Chioma had a luxurious traditional wedding in a star-studded ceremony in June 2024 at Echo Hotels, Lagos. In a recent interview with Breakfast Club, Davido announced that the highly anticipated white wedding will be taking place in August 2025. Moving down to sports, the Premier League is set to be one of two leagues in Europe rewarded within an extra place in the 2025/2026 UEFA Champions League after Arsenal beat Real Madrid 3-0 in the first leg of their quarter-final. Thanks to the performances of Premier League clubs in all of UEFA's competitions this season, England is now guaranteed a top 2 spot in UEFA's Association Club Coefficients rankings, which earns a European performance spot. This means that as well as the top 4 placed teams in the Premier League, the club finishing 5th in 2024/2025 will also go straight into the Champions League next season. On top of that, the winners of this season's Champions League and the winners of the UEFA Europa League will each be given a place in the 2025/2026 Champions League if they have not already qualified for the competition through their league positions. It means the Premier League could potentially have as many 7 clubs in next season's Champions League. The top 5 teams in the league, plus the Champions League winners and the Europa League winners, if they finish outside the top 5. And that's it on Leadership TV News. For more of our news stories, you can log on to our website on www.leadership.ng. Many thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 08036886158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.